Alright, so here's our next video. We're looking at Borel versus Yamada. Now keep in mind this was, I believe, the first time Yamada beat Borel, and this is a short bout, and I remember thinking to myself, something seems off. And I looked at about a few times, at the very least, and I noticed how Yamada had this distinct skill to just absorb all of this pressure that Borel tries to create and not letting him dominate any aspect of the piece. And this seems to just freak out Borel. Mind you, could be a one-off, who knows? But overall, I thought this was a good bout to just go over and have a quick overview and maybe get some ideas while we're still on a fencing hiatus. So let's have a look. Right, so what we know about both these fencers, Borel is big guy, very dominant, likes to dominate the pace. Yamada, a lot shorter, a lot less physically intimidating, and he usually stands his ground, very fast, very accurate. So let's see what we can do. Let's lower that a bit. So already here, I'm already concerned that Borel's like backing off. So every step is a little hard for him to find something. Take note, as soon as it looked like Borel's gonna do something, he just hopped out. So there's a lot of respect involved here. So this is a good one. I'm wondering what, so I kind of got to look at what prompted him to go in, right? So he just notices not much. And see, kind of flat-footed, just keeps going. And I think like this here is why Yanick, Borel's not used to getting called out. So the big step typically is enough. Then he keeps going, and this forces an imbalance. Borel can't get a decent riposte. So overall, it's a little ballsy, but it's a good way to just impose yourself right away. Because now, right away, Borel knows he can't just actively push and not get punished. So now you can already tell right away. So you can already tell his motive right away from the get-go was, I need to go forward. So a little flick, and it's the same kind of deal, except this time I think he had the better idea. He stayed in balance, but I think he just missed. So you grab that one, and it is what it is. Check your weapon. Fair enough. Better safe than sorry. So already being down 2-0, especially on Yamada, even before this, he's coming really hot out of a third place win. So he's on fire right now. He's the guy to beat. So I like this hit. Right? So we have. So right now this is like super scary. Barely a lunge will hit. See, he doesn't let him start this time. As soon as anything happens, Borel goes in. So he asserted himself a bit, but that felt rushed. See, so there's something triggering him. He's trying to impose himself, but he can't. See, he kind of parried himself. He went in, parry, riposte. So, see what happens next. Okay, so here's right? The way to beat someone who's being kind of static is really to go in and out, but that also at the same time, that makes you more predictable, right? Because you go in, out, and the person being more static, aka Yamada right now, would have a harder time. But as soon as this starts to happen, Yamada calls him out. Static. See, Borel's bouncing a bit. Bouncing. I definitely went too far, but I gotta commit. So now you can tell, oh, see? As soon as Borel closes the distance, look at the foot, close. He's in balance. It's like a lesson, thank you. And see, he actually had the second action lined up, so the hand hit is just bonus. The fact that he got the hand, that's fine. So imposing himself a bit more. So you see the 8. So now instead of waiting, right? So because last time he did an action, then Yamada went 1-2. Borel just tries to call him out. But since he's well balanced, double. See, oh, okay, this is super subtle. Look at that little step back to give you that distance. When your coach says be ready, this is what he means. Footwork saves life, people. Now you're down 5-2 on this defensive monster. That was sick. And this is where I love the decisiveness when Borel fences. Right, because here he does kind of he just instantly goes in. So let's, okay, so, right, so he's kind of static, so you can kind of tell. Feints it, goes to the hand, big step. No hand feint, go, love it. As soon, he barely even looks at the hand, just taps, goes. Nice hit. Let's look at why that worked. So, hand. Okay, so this, see, so right now, because every time, let's go back. Every time Borel tries to move in, Yamada's kind of fast with the hand, but the hand is so fast, but the feet aren't moving as much, so he's giving Borel a really hard time to read, and then he goes in with a few actions. Right, so all this pressure Borel's used to giving, he's not able to because Yamada's just not really playing with them. Same kind of deal. Pay attention here, though. You can tell Borel's being a bit more respectful. Nice. This is a good hit. So he's respecting the distance. And as soon as Yamada tries to do his 1, he doesn't even let him get to 2. So you're right, he does the hop. So Yamada's footwork's a little sloppy, but you just see he plants himself and goes in. Doesn't give him the room to do anything. So far, Borel's adapting. You're still down 2. So Yamada can make a mistake and still be up. So it looks like Borel's trying to add the tempo. So here's a hand feint. Are we going to see a foot shot again? So this time, This is just good mechanics. Especially a lot of these hand hits, you can't. We're all getting too close on the prep. One. Borel wants like so right. So right now, I think Borel's expecting him to just go in again, but just nice hit. This is just really, really good distance, and obviously point control. So Borel really wants to not right. So it looks like he's really trying to stop that his little 1-1, right? Because he keep one, but then instead he just goes for the full parry, which a little messy, but it gets the hit, right? Because every time Yamada's going 1-2, 1-2, and it really knocked him out. It really messed with him in the beginning of the bout. So Yamada's adapting really, really well. Nice. Now he's just. I still think it's that 1-2 tempo. 1-1-2. Right. So he knows he's in his head. So might as well keep him on his toes, because otherwise you do not want Borel to start attacking. So right now, if you're Borel, you definitely want to break. Your coach probably knows something. But I like how, pay attention to this in your bouts, guys. Stay attentive the whole time. See, I think that felt a little sloppy from Yamada. Let's look. Steps. So right now, still kind of step lunge distance or lunge to the hand. Nice. So, half step, flash. No time to parry. Well done. So he's not letting him set up that 1-2 tempo, but let's see what happens next. I think they're just going to go to break. Okay, so we have our first 1-minute break. Borel always fences fast, so I think what he's being told or what he's going to need to play on is to catch Yamada on his step, so he can't do his quick 1-2. But right now, this lead is effectively those 2-3 hand hits he got at the beginning of good distance and just good mechanics. He's not letting Borel set up much. There hasn't been a lot of fencing on Yamada's side as a piece, which is where Borel usually gets to pincer people. Every time Borel tries to start something, Yamada calls him out. So far, it's been that 1-2 jump, right? Jump, go, jump, go. So let's see what happens. I think Borel's going to try to look for that timing on that first jump. And I would imagine Yamada is going to try to either stay aggressive, or he's going to let him get a false sense of security in that tempo. So he's not letting Yanick Borel breathe. Nice. So let's see what triggered Yanick Borel to go. So right now, he's not much really. I think he's just imposing himself. Step. Step. Finishes the step. Yamada drops his tip, brings it back up. There's bound to be a double. I think he's just trying to throw him off, but See, fixing his weapon. Fair enough. If you've ever fenced Yanick Borel, that guy hits like a truck. He comes in running. I've had the chance of fencing both these guys. A lot of fun to fence both of them. So we got that 1-2 tempo again. Borel's being way more active on the leg, right? So we kind of said it earlier, in and out, a lot more in and out. Just try to get flat-footed. This is nice. He's keeping him honest. So otherwise, if you let someone, right, if someone gets to go in and out the whole time for free, yeah, he's going to find an opportunity. Because eventually you're going to fall asleep and get bored and just start snoozing on the job, right? So in and out, right? So Yanick goes out, and then I would assume here Yamada thought he might try to go with the end again. But I think it's just plan overall was just to make sure to let him know that he was watching, right? I'm not going to let you just prepare forever. Good fencing. So this one of the first times we've actually seen the bout go to the back, and we're seeing more doubles. So far, really well managed bout. Let's see what triggers this. In. Ooh, so this is that danger zone. But there's no real take place, right? So just in, and the intention is only really to go straight. If you do that, good luck. This is in Yamada's favor. Nice. So taking advantage, right? Because Yannick has to go, but I mean it's only the second period. But anyone who looks at Borel fence knows he won't take his time. Right. So goes in, notices the bounce, go. Why did that work? With the camera moving, it's a little fuzzy, but so we got the step. So right now Yamada barely has to extend. He's at hand distance. Borel's not ready to hit. So you can't really rush forward like that without getting punished, especially at that level. Nice. So it's actually kind of funny because Borel's tactic is usually to choke people out and just not let them breathe during the bout and close it off before he could even prepare anything. What do we get? No man, here we go. Step. Go. So now it's a bit of a fight, but he wasn't expecting it. We have the winner. So we have a few things we can take away from this bout, right? So Yamada, a little bit more static, but even though a lot of people they say when someone's static is that they're not predictable, is that they are predictable. Within that, Yamada would actually just throw out a few random attacks or the seemingly random as soon as Borel got too close, not letting him get comfortable. The times where Yanick's touched were when he wasn't too close and he picked his moment a bit better. However, I mean, you're down, right? You got to go find the moments, and you have about 1 minute before passivity kicks in. So, Yamada just absorbed that pressure like no one else could. It's a great bout, great example. I hope you guys are staying safe, stay indoors, but once you start fencing again, remember that you don't have to change your game for someone. You just have to implement your game in a different way, because otherwise you're just always charting in territories that you've never been in. So find out how to use your game and not how to beat someone's game. So use your game to beat someone else's game, not completely changing everything up. So I hope you guys like this. I'm doing my best to upload more, but COVID and being an adult. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.